Greetings from the Northwoods of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Natasha, your plant-centered lifestyle guide, and you're tuned in to my weekly video where I provide tips and inspiration for those who are making the transition to a plant-centered lifestyle. I also provide ongoing support to those who have already made that transition. If you're new to plant-centered living, there's a great explanation at the end of this video about what plant-centered living is. Today's video I have titled Soyphobia because in our country it seems that we have this deep-seated fear of a little tiny bean that's called a soybean. And there are some reasons for that, but it is definitely a lot of hype. So in our country, the majority of soybeans that are produced actually are produced for animal feed, and those soybeans are genetically modified. So the vast majority of soybeans in our country, here in the United States, are genetically modified. And I would not encourage any of you to eat genetically modified soybeans or foods that are made with genetically modified soybeans. With that being said, also in our culture, we have used soy products as replacements for meat and dairy, oftentimes for those people making a transition to a plant-centered lifestyle. I would encourage you to avoid those products as much as you can because they are in fact highly processed, not simply because they contain soy, but because they also contain a lot of sugar and fat and salt and many other ingredients that aren't whole unprocessed foods. But there is one ingredient in particular, and then it also has a lot of derivatives, and that is soy protein isolate. I would highly encourage you to stay away from anything that says soy protein isolate, contains that as one of the ingredients. Additionally, if you're going to eat soy products, then make sure that they come from organic soybeans. Now, here in our country, there are myths that surround soy consumption. So some people feel that soy, if you eat tofu or you eat soybeans, that it's somehow going to be feminizing to men. And that just simply is not the case. Additionally, we have been told that soy could potentially cause breast cancer and exacerbate breast cancer for those women who are estrogen receptor positive. Now, there is a lot of research out there that shows that soy foods in general actually have protective properties against cancer. So where is all of this information about soy and cancer and soy being unhealthy for us? Well, I can tell you this, that when soy foods in general started replacing meat and dairy products on our store shelves, when those alternatives were being purchased in higher quantities, then what happened is the meat and dairy industry took notice. That's when you started seeing a lot of these studies or this information going out to the public about how bad soy was for us. Please do your own research on soy. But me personally, I do eat soy products. I love edamame, which is the soybeans, and I especially love them left in the pod. You can steam the pod, sprinkle with a little salt if you want to, but you certainly don't have to put salt on it. Pop those soybeans into your mouth. They're delicious. They're creamy. You don't need anything on them. They're wonderful. I also do eat tofu, organic tofu. Do I eat a lot of it? No. Might I have it a couple times a month? Maybe sometimes once a week? Yes, I do. And it's always made with organic soybeans. I also do eat tempeh. Tempeh is made with fermented soybeans, and that's also a delicious food. Give you a quick tip. If you do use tempeh at home, make sure that you take the tempeh out of the package and boil it in hot water for a few minutes because it will remove any of the bitterness that you may experience if you don't do that. So let's circle back around. And I just want to say that the fear over soy is really unfounded. Now, you may choose to eat soy or not to eat soy for a variety of reasons, but in general, if you eat soy in moderation, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I hope that this has answered some of your questions, or perhaps I've created even more questions in your mind, and it's going to encourage you to go out and do your own research. Regardless, I hope that you have found this video to be useful. I appreciate you watching, and until next week, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.